Welcome student. Today we are going to study second meiotic division or homotypic division of meiosis. In previous lecture we have already studied first meiotic division or heterotypic division in which parental cell divide and produces two daughter cell. But the chromosomal number of parental cell is different than the daughter cell. So such type of division is called as heterotypic division. And in this point, we are going to see the homotypic division. Here, the two haploid cells which are formed during first meiotic division further divided into four haploid cells. Daughter cells are similar to parental cell with respect to the chromosome number. Hence, this division is called as homotypic division. That means in case of first meiotic division, parental cell is diploid and it get reduced to two haploid cells. That means only one set of chromosome is present in haploid cell. But during the meiosis 2 or in case of homotypic division, the haploid parental cell is divided into two daughter cells. But the chromosomal number is constant. That means both these daughter cells possess chromosomal number same as the parental cell. So such type of division is called as homotypic division. And this division which is similar to mitosis. Meiosis 2 mainly consists of following phases. First one is prophase 2, second metaphase 2, third anaphase 2, and third one is telophase 2. And finally, cytokinesis 2 takes place. Now, first of all, we are going to see prophase 2. In the prophase 2, the chromosomes and chromatids becomes distinct. Nuclear membrane and nucleolus get disappear. Formation of two centriole and which migrate to opposite poles and form asters. Spindle fibers are formed between centrioles. In this figure, you have to observe that prophase 2, which consists of two haploid cells. And here, the centrioles move towards the opposite poles and the spindle fibers are formed between that two centrioles, as well as nuclear envelope and the nucleolus get disappear. Now, the next one is metaphase 2. Metaphase 2. In this phase, chromosomes get arranged at the equator. The two chromatids of each chromosomes are separated by the division of centromere. Some spindle fibers are attached to centromeres and some are arranged end to end between the two opposite centrioles. That means some spindle fibers are arranged between two centrioles and some are arranged in between centromere to the centriole. In this figure of metaphase 2, all of you observed here that the spindle fibers are directly connected in between the centrioles and some spindle fibers are present in between centromere to the centriole. Okay. And here all such chromosomes are arranged at the equator position. Now the next is anaphase 2. In anaphase 2, the centromere divides into two daughter centromere and the separated chromatids become daughter chromosome and move to opposite poles due to the contraction of the spindle fibers attached to centromeres. Here, centromeres get divided into two daughter centromere and in anaphase 2, the separated chromatid becomes daughter chromosomes and they move towards the opposite poles due to contraction of that spindle fibers. Okay, that means all the chromosomes are pulled away towards the centrioles. Now, next phase is telophase 2 and the cytokinesis 2. First of all, we have to see the telophase 2. During this stage, the daughter chromosome get uncoiled. The nuclear membrane surround each group of chromosome and the nucleolus get reappears. In this figure, you have to observe that telophase 2 consists of nuclear envelope and the nucleolus get reappear. Okay. And here two daughter nuclei are formed. And next one is the cytokinesis 2. The cytokinesis occurs after nuclear division. Two haploid cells are formed from each haploid cells. Thus, in all, 4 haploid daughter cells are formed. These cells undergo further changes to develop into gametes. Here, you have to observe in this figure that in case of animal cell, cleavage furrow takes place from the outer wall. And this cleavage furrow get towards the center of the cell. And due to that, the cytoplasm of the cell get divided into 2 daughter cells equally. And finally, two cells are formed. 2 haploid cells are formed. In case of meiosis 2, in this figure you have to observe that 2 haploid cells are formed and chromosomes are still double in case of telophase and cytokinesis 1. Later on, in case of prophase 2, 2 haploid cells get meiotically divided, and in prophase 2, the nuclear membrane as well as nucleolus get disappear as well as spindle fibers from the centrioles get reappear in both these haploid cells. Later on, in case of metaphase 2, all such chromosomes are arranged at the equator position and the spindle fibers get develops in between the centromere and the centriole and in between end to end of the centriole. In case of anaphase 2, the centromere get divided into 2 daughter centromere and due to contraction of spindle fibers, the chromosomes are pulled towards the opposite pole and develops the sister chromatids, and such sister chromatids get separated. In case of telophase 2, the cleavage furrow occurs and due to that, each haploid cell get divided into 2 daughter nuclei, and at that time during the telophase 2, nuclear envelope and the nucleolus get reappear as well as the spindle fibers get disappear. So at the end of telophase 2, 2 daughter nuclei are formed from each haploid cell. That means at the end of karyokinesis of meiosis 2, 4 daughter nuclei are formed. And finally, cytokinesis 2, in which due to cleavage furrow, total 4 daughter cells are formed which are haploid ones. Next, significance of meiosis. First one is meiosis division produces gametes and spores. The constant number of chromosome in a given species across generation is maintained by meiosis. Third one is due to crossing or exchange of genetic material takes place leading to genetic variations which are the raw material for evolution. Now the next point is difference between mitosis and the meiosis. Here first difference shows that the mitosis mainly occurs in case of the somatic cells and meiosis takes place in germ cells. Second point is nucleus divide only once in mitosis. In case of meiosis, nucleus divide twice. Third point is two daughter cells are formed in mitosis, whereas in case of meiosis, 4 daughter cells are formed. Now the next point is daughter cells are diploid or haploid. That means it depends on the if the parental cell is diploid, so it produces diploid daughter cell. If the parental cell is haploid, it produces haploid daughter cell. And in case of meiosis, daughter cells are haploid. Now, fifth point is it occurs more frequently in mitosis. It occurs less frequently in meiosis. Sixth point is daughter cells form somatic organs in mitosis, and in case of meiosis, daughter cell form gametes. Seventh point is there is only one prophase, one metaphase, one anaphase and one telophase in mitosis, and in case of meiosis there are 2 of each phase and 5 subphases in the prophase 1. Eighth point is number of chromosomes are not changed in the daughter cells in mitosis, and in case of meiosis the number of chromosomes are reduced to half. Ninth point is chromosomal number doubles at the beginning of each cell division, and in case of meiosis the chromosomal number is not doubled. It doubles after the end of first meiotic division. 10th point is no crossing over in chromosome in mitosis. Crossing over occurs in chromosome in meiosis. And last point is mitosis is also called as equational division and meiosis is called as reductional division. Thank you all the students.